Yo, 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 Big Kiss back up in here. Let's talk about Drake. No, jokes aside, let's talk about him though. Hey, this dude trying to blame Spotify. He's crashing out. Matter of fact, shout out to Air Hustle, man. Shout out to Air Hustle. And big shout out to Gerald Randolph. Thank you for the donation, Gerald Randolph. Shout out to Antoine Napier. Thank you so much for y'all donations. Will go to a good cause, man. I love y'all. I love what we building right now. Thank everybody for believing in the channel and where it's going. That's right. We starting Black Wall Street. This money gonna circulate about 10 times before it go in somebody else's hand. But yeah, we about to talk about Drake today, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Air Hustle. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
If shamelessness had a face, Drake would be its biggest ambassador. Not only is he spiraling over the poor sales of his new project with Party Next Door, but he's also blaming everyone but himself. It's honestly wild how Drake refuses.
Hey, take off that RZA shirt too. You don't deserve it.
It's honestly.
Yeah, you don't deserve that. You don't need no RZA shirt on. Nah,
Wild how Drake refuses to sit down, take a breath, and hold himself accountable for his constant missteps over the past few months. He lost, plain and simple. But the fact that he lacks even a shred of introspection, refusing to evolve or learn from his failures, is almost comical at this point. I mean, at this point, you'd think he really deserved that humbling by Kendrick because in Drake's world, he can do no wrong. Instead of reflecting on why this album isn't hitting like his previous projects and why people aren't feeling it as much, Drake is out here pointing fingers at Spotify, Kendrick, and anyone else he can think of. I mean, seriously, who does that? Now, let's be real, it feels like he's just trying to create some sort of distraction away from the fact that Triple S for You is flopping hard. If not for the Nokia track, this album would be in an even worse position. There's a lot to unpack today, from Drake shenanigans to straight up delusion, but before we get into all the juicy details, do us a favor.
Yeah, everybody like that, give me a hug and a Nokia joint. I gotta go back and listen to it, because everybody talking about, yeah, that's fire and all that, but when I was skimming through it, I ain't hear nothing that caught my attention for real. Just to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest with you, but I'm gonna go back and listen.
Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, at this point, we all know Triple S for You is easily the worst album of Drake's incredibly successful career. It's so bad that you have to wonder what was the point of bringing in Party Next Door. I mean, PND couldn't have done worse if he went solo, right? But the real question is, how did we get here? How did Drake, the undisputed chart king, end up in a position where we're even discussing his album struggling? The answer is simple. Carelessness. Every major move he's made in the past 13 months has done nothing but damage his career and reputation. But the craziest part? He doesn't see it. His refusal.
He's not listening to his fans. He ain't listening to nobody. The most important people he need to listen to is his supporters. And they're letting him know, this ain't it. You need to stop doing this op stuff. I got ops and now, you know, I got the overview. I'm the leader of this. Bruh, they telling him stop. He's not listening.
To acknowledge his own mistakes and adjust as such has cost him almost everything. Yet he keeps doubling down that losing path, almost like he enjoys the downfall for some reason we can't comprehend. But he can. Everyone except Drake understood that his next album after the Kendrick beef was make or break. It was going to determine whether he still had a seat at the table or if he was being permanently sidelined. But clearly that pressure didn't matter to Drake because Triple S for You is just another repackaged version of the same tired formula he's been recycling for a minute now. And guess what? Fans weren't feeling it at all. So it wasn't really a surprise when the album debuted with half the opening streams that For All the Dogs did. But the funniest part, even his die-hard fans were holding on to hope that the album would somehow pick up steam over time. Well, y'all can rest now. The numbers have spoken, and it's still.
Your hopes and dreams has been Destroyed.
flopping hard days later. I mean, when a top tier rapper who claims to be the best is out here rapping, "I got plaques, I haven't been brushing my teeth," yeah, nobody's trying to hear that. The craziest thing is that there was zero pressure on Drake to drop new music. Everybody knew he just got washed. So most people expect—
He said, I got plaques, I haven't been brushing my teeth. He got to go get those ghostwriters. He got to go get those ghostwriters back. Yo, I need y'all to write because my shit ain't working. My punchlines is not working.
him to lay low for a while. Nobody was asking for a single, let alone a whole album, but Drake, stubborn as ever. Whatever point he was trying to prove completely backfired in more ways than one. And who knows, maybe it's because Kendrick is dominating the charts, breaking and setting records like it's nothing. That might have triggered Drake to rush back into the conversation with this new album. I wonder how he's feeling now, watching Kendrick keep soaring while he keeps dipping. You know, opposite trajectories and all that. You'd think after all this, Drake would have learned something, but no, he didn't. Rather than admit his reign at the top might be fading, he's out here pushing one of the strangest narratives to explain why this album is flopping. Drake really wants people to believe Triple S For You isn't pulling numbers because the industry higher-ups, aka his own label, got Spotify to suppress the album while artificially boosting Kendrick's numbers. Yeah, you heard that right. If some random fan was saying this, we could have brushed it off as just another delusional conspiracy theory. But academics, Drake's personal hype machine.
Oh man. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say about the Hennessy man. Got nothing to say about the Hennessy man, but that's his personal backpack. That's his personal backpack right there.
Really took this narrative and turned it into a full-blown movie. Dude would not shut up about it. Yeah, there's no denying the fact that Drake going head-to-head with his own label, which happened—
Hey, yo, somebody made an amazing point. Who was it? I forgot who it was. They said, wouldn't you think that he would have made a video about the album, like off a song? You know what I'm saying? Made a video. He ain't even make no video to do no promotion. He could have gave Party Next Door his own video and all that. He ain't even make no video, y'all.
Happens to be the most powerful in the history, was never going to end well. He's not a rookie. He knows there are consequences to making enemies out of UMG, but he did it anyway. They've been his backbone for years, making sure he shatters records with every album he releases. And yeah, even though he's technically still signed to them, it's clear their relationship is anything but good right now. However, despite all that, the idea that his album was being suppressed, it makes zero sense. It's so far from reality that you have to wonder what academics was even thinking while ranting about it. Now let's be real, nobody expected Drake's numbers to crash like this, but at the same time, it was inevitable that
he's still throwing up gang signs. He ain't learned his lesson yet, I'm telling you.
Drake's numbers to crash like this.
Look. I'm telling you, man, look, they ain't go for that stuff back in the day. They did not go. You better be careful what you throwing up. What's that? Telling you, man. The ninjas ain't go for that back in the day, man. Telling you.
This. But at the same time, it was inevitable that they dip. We all knew that. This is the first time in forever that Drake is playing on the same level as every other rapper. He is at odds with his biggest supporter, UMG, fresh off a historic L in rap beef and has been getting clowned non-stop for the past year. Everything is working against him at the moment, which is—
Hey, look, he took a professional L, boy. That was a professional L. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly why this album was so important for his comeback. And he fumbled it. Big time. A lot of people thought this would be the album where he'd prove he still had it, his best rap album yet. But instead, he fell way short of those expectations. And you know, the wildest part about this whole suppression claim? The album was everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. They were promoting it like crazy. It didn't matter what genre or playlist you were listening to. At least one—
I know these ninjas ain't got no owl mask on.
Triple S For You track would sneak its way in, and that's not all. The moment the album dropped, Drake and PND were plastered across the covers of almost every major R&B and rap playlist on these platforms. So where exactly is the suppression? Because we sure couldn't find it. Academics must have secured a serious bag with the way he was pushing this bogus narrative. If he wasn't getting paid for all those wild analogies and never-ending rants, that'd be crazy. What Axe and his crew fail to understand is that these platforms are algorithm-driven. They follow trends of what people are listening to at certain intervals. The moment Triple S for You dropped, every major playlist adjusted accordingly. But after a few listens, Kendrick's GNX project and his older albums took over again. Why? Because people weren't feeling what Drake was serving.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. So they went back to the GOAT. No one's saying...
No replay value. That's what happened. He saw a little spike. He thought he was in there. There's a little spike. Nah, we just come check you out, see what you're doing. See how you messing up. Okay, he's still messing up. All right, let's back to the GNX. What we got? Luther. What we got? Gloria. What we got? Reincarnated. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't right now. We ain't doing that.
Apple or Spotify are saints, but let's be real. These algorithms are set up to follow up on recommendations of what people are listening to. Drake might be the most delusional rapper in the game, but this narrative push, it's as calculated and deliberate as it gets. He needed an excuse for why this album flopped. He needed a pass for fumbling the bag. And the best thing he could come up with? Suppression. Crazy, right? But you know what's even crazier? We compared Triple S for You with Vultures 1, a collab album that was actually suppressed in every way possible. And trust me, the results will blow your mind. Not only was Vultures 1 suppressed, it was stomped on. It was pulled from every major streaming platform. The only way to access the project was through Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign's social media pages. Do you know what that means? It should have been the death of the album. No playlist support, no algorithm boosts, nothing. Under normal circumstances, that's more than enough to bury a project. Now, in case you don't know, playlist support alone is crucial to a lot of projects' success. But you know what happened instead? The album still sold crazy numbers. Not just that, it sold so much, it went #1. Something Drake and Party Next Door, with all the streaming support in the world, couldn't pull off. Now you can see it's not even about comparing.
That's why Dot say you can't fake influence, man. Sooner or later, you having a bag, you messing up bags. They put money behind you, and sooner or later the money ain't gonna work, cause you ain't do it off pure talent. Nah, you got work ethic. There's a difference. You gonna get up every day. You gonna go do the concert. You gonna go. You got the work ethic. But as far as talent, nah, man, nah. I mean, you talented as far as like reading what the ghostwriters wrote and being able to rap it. Yeah. You talented that way. Yeah, okay. On that work ethic. Okay, cool. But as far as like that raw, like The Weeknd or somebody like that, you know what I mean? Nah.
Triple S to Kendrick's GNX anymore. If Vultures 1 could gate crash the charts despite every obstacle thrown at it, what excuse does Triple S for You have? It wasn't suppressed in any way, and yet it tanked. And you know why that happened? Simple. It's bad music. Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign trusted that their music would speak for itself, no matter what the industry tried to do. And guess what? It did. People loved Vultures 1, but Triple S, they couldn't care less. And the only thing that could have made them care was great music, but unfortunately, that's not what they got. There was a time when Drake would have been dominating the charts with this album, breaking and setting records with ease. But that era, it's over. The way fans interact with hip-hop has shifted drastically in recent times. Gone are the days when people tuned in just because Drake dropped. Now, they're not even giving his music a second listen. Why waste time when you've got albums like GNX setting a whole new standard for what a mainstream rap album?
Look, why waste time on SS Songs for You when you got marvelous work, music like GNX? Why? Why waste your precious time on that, man? Why waste your precious time on him trying to be in front of P&D? No, I got it. Let me sing this part. You sit in the back. You go do the background music. Hey, yo. Somebody said that the Triple S songs for you sound like it's good background noise. God. Yeah, the SSS songs for you, that album is good background noise.
Album should feel like. And even though Triple S isn't necessarily a rap album, Drake was on it, and he rapped badly. Even though GNX has been out for a minute, its songs are still dominating every major chart, pulling in massive numbers every single day. But Triple S for You, well, it's been out for just a few days and it's already struggling. That alone shows the gulf in class between the two projects. And if the excuse is, well, this isn't a rap album, so we shouldn't compare it to GNX, then fine. Let's compare it to other R&B albums. From SZA's latest project to The Weeknd's, which of them does Triple S even come close to? The answer? None. Lana and Hurry Up Tomorrow are better in every sense of the word. Of course they'd outperform Triple S. They actually offer a rich, immersive listening experience, and it's a no-brainer. You know what's crazy about all this? Drake had all the time in the world to craft something unique. He didn't have to give us a batch of stale R&B tracks when he could have just studied the hottest acts in the genre, pulled inspiration from them, and infused it into his own sound. That's what a true artist does. Instead, he gave us a half-baked project that sounds stuck in time. And here's what's even wilder. Drake has been putting out mid-music for years. This isn't the first time he's dropped a project that wasn't all that, yet people still ate it up. So why has he gone from being untouchable to finding himself in such a vulnerable position now?
Bro, I'm telling you, our people are so welcoming. We are. This is how we got America overthrown, bro. We're so welcoming. Yeah, come on, it's okay. We so forgiving and welcoming to everybody but ourselves. We want to hate each other though. Yeah, they said people notice like, yo, man, what's up on my playlist, man? Y'all keep forcing this Drake stuff on me, man. What's going on? You know what? All right, man. Damn. I sit there and listen to this, man. Damn. I want to hear this, man. And we kept letting you get away with it. Kept letting you get away with it.
The answer is simple. Pride. While there's nothing wrong with an artist being proud of their growth and achievements, however, when it starts to get to the point where they're so delusional about how much influence they actually wield, then it becomes a problem. One of Drake's biggest flaws is how he constantly underestimates the competition. He truly believes that no matter what he drops, it'll automatically outsell everyone else's work. That's a fairy tale imagination. You can't deny he underestimated Kendrick during the heat of their beef. He didn't think Kendrick had it in him to release what many call the greatest diss track of all time. He got punked, plain and simple. And yet he still didn't learn his lesson. He knew The Weeknd was dropping one of his most highly anticipated albums ever. He knew SZA was coming with the heat, and what did he do? He walked straight into the R&B lion's den thinking he could just breeze through. If this album was fire, maybe we wouldn't even be having this discussion. But the rumor going around is that Triple S for You is just a scrap pile of songs that didn't make the cut on his last album, For All the Dogs, with P&D brought in to dress it up. And honestly...
y'all see how much y'all OVO people, I know y'all be lurking. Y'all see how he respect y'all? Yeah, I never heard that point right there. SS Songs for You is just some scrap songs that didn't make it on For All the Dogs. And he just put P&D on it. Damn. Y'all see the respect he got for y'all? Y'all see that? Listen to it again.
Of songs that didn't make the cut on his last album. If this album was fire, maybe we wouldn't even be having this discussion.
Check it out.
But the rumor going around is that Triple S for You is just a scrap pile of songs that didn't make the cut on his last album, For All the Dogs, with P&D brought in to dress it up. And honestly...
Damn, with P&D brought in just to dress it up. Like it was some new stuff. Damn, bruh. See how he do, y'all? See how he do? Telling you, better get away from him. Lil Yachty, get away from him. You up there cheesing and all that. Y'all both growing out afros. Y'all trying to be twins. Powerpuff Girls. Go sit down.
That's what it sounds like. But you know what's truly wild? Drake really thought he could still ride the same wave he's been on for years, ignoring the fact that he's no longer the golden boy of UMG. He thought he could still dominate the charts where The Weeknd and SZA run the show. How wrong he was.
Yeah.
At this point, it's clear the failure of this album is entirely on Drake. He messed up. He made the wrong calls. And instead of taking accountability, he's pointing fingers at everyone but himself. That's peak delusion. The world is constantly evolving, and the same can be said of the music industry. Eras come, eras go, and only the strongest adapt and survive. But for Drake, he doesn't seem to get that. Or maybe he just refuses to accept it. Because one thing's for sure, churning out the same sound over and over again, that will get old. And fans are done waiting for something fresh. Take GNX for example. Kendrick delivered a unique style of music throughout. From Luther to Squabble Up and TV Off, every single track off that project is unique in its own way.
Hey Now is unique. Peekaboo is unique. Very unique. Very standoutish. Very think out the boxish. Very unique. He's a thinker, bro. You gotta respect this, man. Gotta respect his work.
K-Dot drew his inspiration from the West Coast.
Oh yeah, let me see. Oh, 10, and then it's 6 light poles. Yup, so that's 16. Damn, yo. That is 16. That's crazy.
Rich history in the rap game to deliver a classic. But Drake, rather than digging deep to give us his best album yet, he's out here pushing the narrative that his project was suppressed. Until Drizzy decides to be accountable for his missteps, learn from them, and step out of his comfort zone, he's going to remain mediocre in every sense of the word. He needs to find a different formula for his style of music, and fast. So, I'm going to throw it back to you, hip-hop fans. What do you think about these whole allegations of suppression by Drake?
Nah, ain't nobody suppressing. He just mad they didn't push him in front of everybody. They treated him like a regular Joe Smo. Oh, you want to be on your own? You want to sue? Okay. You on your own. And this is what you produce. This is you, Mr. Independent. You want to be Mr. Independent. Now you can finally see what we've been doing for you this whole time. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, boy. You messed up. Ain't no gangster face gonna get you out of this one. Yeah, all right. Okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Did they suppress his music? Or was it trash? Yeah, I mean. Or was it trash? Let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.